Hey Archons, welcome back to the Archivist. My name is Ukla. Here we rip, learn, and forge. And today I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing. It's actually going to be like a simulation of a sealed tournament and what I do before a sealed tournament, how I read a deck, and how I get things set up for myself. I have my systems and everyone's got their own. This is what really works for me. And it really, whenever I'm trying to read a deck and figure out what it wants to do, I find doing this is one of the best ways for me to understand what's going on. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I am using Tabletop Simulator. I'm really excited about this. It makes it feel more organic, I guess, without having to set up all the crazy cameras. So let's say I'm at a sealed tournament and I ripped over my deck and this is what I'm looking at. This is how I do it. So first things first, I organize by house. So you can see the houses. This is my deck list right here that I'm looking at, right? So I can actually see what I have going on. But then I take this deck list that I have and I break it down by house. So I have Brobnar, Dis, Logos, all right? And if you don't know how to read an Archon, really easy thing to recognize is that every card type has a symbol. The creatures have the little horned, creature. Actions have the little arrow, and artifacts have the sword. Really easy just to break that down. So looking at this, I can see my Dis house, my Brobnar house, and my Logos house, but I organize it by artifact upgrade, actions, and then creatures. And anything that's piled up, I double over. So when I look at it this way, I can see, okay, I have one artifact and one upgrade in Dis. I have 3 artifacts in Brobnar, and I have 1 artifact in Logos. So the first thing you can recognize in this deck is there's a lot of artifacts. Like 4, what's that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts is quite a few artifacts. Most decks have like 1 or 2, if that. So 5 is a lot. So right away, I know this deck is artifact heavy, so I should understand what the artifacts do. So when I look at my artifacts, let's just say this one here, Lash of Broken Dreams, there's my Amber Control, right? I have +3 key cost, so I have Amber Control in Dis. I look at my Brobnars. This one is Gauntlet of Command, ready and fight with a creature. That's great. War Chest, gain 1 for each enemy creature that was destroyed in a fight. I have Amber Production, and then what I have here, I have more Amber Control. Your opponent's keys cost +1 for each friendly creature with a power of 5 or higher. We're going to get into that. And then my keys also cost +1 for creature power, enemy creature 5 or higher. All right, so there's some more control. And then I have the Crazy Killing Machine in Logos. This is a crazy deck card. Discard top card of each player's deck. For each of those cards, destroy a creature or artifact that card's house if able. If 2 cards are not destroyed as a result of this, destroy Crazy Killing Machine. So definitely a risky card. But going back to Grunt Buggy, this is really important. For each creature power or 5 or higher, this goes to the next thing that I do. I organize the deck by power. I got my Brobnar backwards, my mistake. But I go from lowest to highest to see what my power creatures are, right? So I got Dust Imp, destroyed gain 2. I got Amber Imp, after a creature reaps, stun it. And then boom, 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 3, 5 or higher Schulers right here. This is a play. If your opponent has 4 or more Amber, steal 1. I got 3 of those. So right away, there's a combo there, right? If Grunt Buggy is out, and let's say my opponent is at 7 Amber, I can take them off key with 1 Schuler. Because I'd play, that'd bring him down to 6, and then I would have a Schuler on the field, which would make key cost to 7. So there's like 2 Amber Control right there off a Dis, which is really good. So if I have 2 of those, I can have a 4 Amber swing in 1 turn. Really good. And then I have the Ancient Yurk. This is play, discard 3 cards from your hand. Just good for efficiency, but also 6 power. So right now I know I have 4 pips of Amber Control in Dis with Grunt Buggy. Pretty useful. Going over to Brobnar, lots of big creatures, right? I have 2 Drummernauts. That's huge. And I have a Lull Up the Titanic at 11. So then I have 3 pips of Amber Control just off of my creatures. Off of Logos, I have no pips of Amber Control for creatures. So I know my Amber Control for creatures is going to be in Dis and Logos. Or Dis and Brobnar. Then I look at my actions, right? So let's go through actions. Actions, Exhume. That's going to play well with Ancient Yurk. So I could, here's a great example. Let's say I am in Dis. I play Ancient Yurk. I discard 3 cards. Let's say I discard, I don't know, a Bramo, all right? Well, then I can Exhume Bramo on my Dis turn and play Bramo for field control. That's pretty good. Or let's say I discard, I could discard a Feel of the Researcher, right? That's a 1 creature. So I discard her, but I Exhume her on my Dis turn, and then I play another creature next to her. What's her ability do? After a creature is played adjacent to Fila, draw a card. There's some things I could do, some efficiency. Really good. I have some creature control, pain reaction, deal 2 or more enemy creature, deal 2 damage to enemy creature. If it destroys that creature, 2 damage to each of its neighbors. Pretty good. I have a board wipe, unlock gateway, And I have a not finished with you. This is good. Shuffle any number of creatures from your discard pile back into your deck. So a lot of recursion there. So right away, I can look at my dis house and understand I have some good amber control, I have some beefy creatures, and I have some good recursion, right? It's just a great way to do it. Then I could do the same thing with Brobnar. So I like to categorize everything. That way I can look at it and break down what I'm doing. I can see the connections with everything. And I can understand where my board control is at, where my board presence is at, and really where my creature is at, what I can do with my creatures. Again, going to artifacts, Gauntlet of Command, let me ready and fight with creatures. Drummernot loves to ready and fight, right? There's an easy connection there. This one is for fighting, so if I fight with my creatures more, I get more amber, and then again, we have amber control. Looking at my Brobnar actions, I have Pound, some more control, 2 damage to a creature with Splash 1, okay? I have Flex, choose a friendly Brobnar creature, a friendly ready Brobnar creature, exhaust it and gain amber equal to half of its power. Well, I could get 3 amber off of these guys, 2 amber these guys, but I have Lull Up the Titanic out. So if I play Lull Up, and let's say my opponent's side is empty, I know I could Gauntlet of Command, ready him right away. If I can't fight with him, then I can use the Flex right away, right? There's a big 5 amber boost just like that. Pretty cool. Burn the stockpile. What's it need? I need my opponent to have 7 or more. How in the world can I have my opponent to have 7 or more, right? Grunt Buggy. There we go. There's the synergy, right? So this deck wants Grunt Buggy out. I want my opponents to get up to 7. I want to burn that stockpile. Pretty great. And then Blood Money. Place 2 amber from the common supply on an enemy creature. Just go away to gain amber. So right away, looking at Brobnar, we have some big beefy creatures that are going to boost up Grunt Buggy. I have ways to ready them, and I want to fight with them because of my war chest. Cool. All right, let's go over to Logos. What's Logos is doing? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So creature spread's pretty good. 15 creatures. What's that? 6, 6, 4, 16 creatures. Pretty good. And then my actions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Logos. So that's 8, 13 actions, not bad. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. So actions are pretty all spread pretty well. What kind of actions do I have? I have board control, bouncing Deathquirk, more amber control. So again, Cutthroat Research is going to like my opponents having a lot of amber because of Grunt Buggy. So if they get to 8, then Cutthroat Research comes into play. Again, more board control, standardized testing, and then poke, more board control with efficiency. Because if I destroy a creature, I draw a card. So pretty aggressive board control in this deck with double bouncing Deathquirk, standardized testing, pound. What else do I have? I got the unlock gateway, pain reaction, lots of board control in this deck. So I know I have a lot of creature control. And then what are my Logos creatures doing? Field of the Researcher. After a creature is played adjacent to Field of the Researcher, draw a card. Okay, that's good efficiency. Is there a way I could loop that? Yes. Drummernot, right? Drummernot comes into play, draw a card. What happens if I play Drummernot? So let's say my deck board looks like this. Let's say I have Fila on the board right here. I play a Drummernot next to her, right? Fila's played, Drummernot's played. I draw a card. I play another Drummernot next to her. This Drummernot comes back into my hand. Then I can play another Drummernot back into my hand, right? There's a combo right there. I could drop to 6 cards easy. Pretty amazing, right? That's awesome. There's that setup. I have Igor. Igor, also a great card. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, discard the others, right? That plays into Exhume and not finish with you. So I could be not worried about doing that. And also, if I played Igor next to Fila, I could draw a card right away, then draw 3 more cards. Pretty good. Professor Sudikins, draw cards for each friendly Logos creature. Okay, I got 2 of these guys. That's good to know. Jargorgle. This one's really interesting. Put a card from your hand face down under Jargorgle. Destroyed. If it is your turn, play the card under Jargorgle. Otherwise, archive that card. So, with me having bouncing Deathquirk and standardized testing, I could play my Jargoggle and I could put a card from another house under it. I could put Exhume under Jargoggle. I could put an artifact under Jargoggle. Maybe like I wanted to play my Dis artifact or my Brobnar artifact under Jargoggle. That turn I can immediately bouncing Deathquirk him, kill him, and then play that artifact on that turn. So this deck has a lot of efficiency and tricks that way. If not, I could archive it. And then finally, Titan Librarian, and your turn, now on a flank, archive a card. All right, so this shows me looking at this deck. I can see a couple things. Amber Control is going to rely strictly on Grunt Buggy and Schuler's. Those are my Amber Controls. And Lash of Broken Dreams. So I have a couple options for Amber Control. Amber Control is not going to mean anything with Cutthroat Research if Grunt Buggy's not out. Burn the Stockpile is not going to mean anything if Grunt Buggy's not out. They could burst up to 7, burst up to 8, but most people are going to edge up to 6. So Grunt Buggy is very important for this deck. I would consider this a Grunt Buggy deck. So that tells me right away I need to focus on making sure Grunt Buggy gets out. And then finally, artifacts are really important with Lash of Broken Dreams as well. All right, so let's say I figured this out. I see it. What am I going to do? Well, when I draw, I'm going to look for Grunt Buggies. I'm going to look for Igors, Sutterkins, opening hand. I will maybe have an Ancient Yurk opening hand. That'd be nice to get some efficiency going. But really, I want Logos early on. This is what's going to be good for this deck is Logos early to get a fast hand going. So if my opening hand had an Igor or Sutterkin or Jargoggle, I would probably keep those opening hands. Or if an opening hand had Grunt Buggy, I'd probably keep that as well. So, all right, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and shuffle this all up. So in Tabletop Simulator, I can take this and I just take this and shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then I shuffle, 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 and it makes it all one. And I can flip over. I'm going to put this over here and I'll put on my draw. Oh, sorry, I went the whole thing. Oop, I got it. There we go. Click and hold. I'm going to shuffle this all up. And now we're going to play. Let me get this set up a bit more. A little bit more where we want to be. There we go. Now we're going to play as we're going to run it as though we are actually playing the game, right? Like as if we are playing the first round of Sealed. So let's just do a couple examples here, right? So I shuffle my deck up. Open hand, 6 cards. There we go. What do we got here? So opening hand. All right, we got 2 Sutterkins. That's great. And we got Grunt Buggy and we got this is a keeper. Right away, I would look at this and say, let's keep this hand. This is a great starting hand. So let's say opening turn, opponent plays a creature. I go Logos. I'm going to cause Logos right away, all day. I'm going to play Crazy Killing Machine. I'm going to get both of my Sutterkins out right away. That's like easy turn 1, right? And I got a house full of Brobnar right away. And then I'll end my turn, draw up to 6. I'm going to ready these guys up. Whoops, sorry. I'm going to ready these guys up. And then I can look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is a great start. I love this hand. I love what we got going on here. I got some board control. I got my Drummernauts. I got my Grunt Buggies. All really good stuff. Let's just say they take out a Sutterkin. Probably would if I were them. Would I still keep this out? Would I still go with this? I think turn 2, I would probably go Logos. We only can go so far hypotheticals. I would probably go Logos. I would play my Titan Librarian. I would, he'd be exhausted, but I would then reap with this guy, draw 2 more cards. What do we get here? Awesome. Then we got my Lollop, my Collar Subordination. I would probably burn Cutthroat Research for the Amber Pip right away. Get that out. So we would do that. Put my discard over here. Get my Amber Pip for that. And then I would probably Bouncing Deathquirk the field to clear anything out there. Let's say there was 1. I would kill this. Pretty decent start. Pretty decent. And then we get to draw 1 more card. So right away for the Age of Ascension deck, this deck is pretty efficient. I'm liking it. So this is how I would run it. Like this is what I would do. I mean, that's a perfect opening hand, perfect example. And I'd keep running it through, right? We have our Lollop, we have Drummernauts, we have Grunt Buggy. This is a great go. Let's just play. Let's say we got Grunt Buggy out, we got our Amber. We would get Drummernaut out. We'd get Lollop out. Maybe we'd pound a creature, kill 1, get another Amber. You know, decent turn there. We have Amber control and some board control, and things are looking pretty good. Like this is drawn out great, right? We got Bramo. Watch this. So this is a perfect example, right? So then next turn, I could play Bramo, 2 damage. I could reap with him, put Bramo back in, get an Amber for that, play Bramo again, right? It's coming together quite nicely already. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Get the Amber there. I could reap with him, get an Amber there, right? I could have played this guy, got an Amber or discard him. But you can see how the deck's coming together. You can see how it's all coming together here. But all in all, I mean, that's how I would set up for if I was doing a sealed tournament, that's what I would do. It's very important, I think, when you're doing sealed to lay out your cards. Don't be afraid to look like a scrub and lay out your cards. Read the cards, learn them. It's great looking at an Archon like this to be able to read it. But lay out. Another important thing I didn't even think about, I forgot to mention, is counting your Amber Pips. Let's go and set that up real quick. So this is a great example of something that really every player should do. I totally forgot to mention this, is counting your amber pips when you're putting together your sealed deck and you're looking at what you got. Looking at this deck, there's only 7 amber pips, like raw amber pips on this deck. That is not much. 7 amber is very low for raw amber pips. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure looking at this deck, when I was looking through all the cards here, there was only 7. So what that means for this deck. So if I were to pick up, let's say I just pick all these cards up real quick. Let's just double check. Let's just take a quick look. So looking at my hand, this is all the cards in the deck. Yeah, there are no other amber pips in this deck. So it is just 7 amber. So that means right away when you're thinking about how you're going to play, you're going to be relying on your creatures for amber, because just in action cards, you barely have a key, right? So creatures reaping are going to be where your amber comes from. So field control is even more important for this deck. So when you're looking at all your creatures, you got your creature count, your action count, your base amber count. This deck has a lot of board control, but it has good amber control based with Grunt Buggy and Cutthroat Research and some other good things in there. However, if you're not keeping creatures on the field and if you're playing a deck with a lot of board control, this deck is going to struggle like crazy because it has such low amber production. So this deck is only going to really burst off with amber with creatures in the field or stealing some with Schuler and stuff. So yeah, I would say top 3 things I would recommend when you first open a deck for sealed: crack open the deck and spread out your cards based on action, creature, and artifact and your upgrades. See what your creature count is, see what your action count is. Look for any synergy in the cards. So look for cards that say, you know, if you're discarding cards to the discard pile, look for cards that interact with discard pile, how that's set up. If you have a lot of powerful creatures, look for Grunt Buggy cards. Or if you have a lot of cards that capture, look for cards that have capture effects. Try to see where the synergy lies and lean into it. But also look at your raw amber pips. How much amber are you going to get? You don't want to be surprised of how much amber your deck has. That's some information you need to know going into your tournament. So maybe you opened up your 2 decks. Usually you get 2 to open up for sealed. And maybe one has a lot of board control like this one does, but very low amber count. And then maybe another one with ton of raw amber. Maybe the raw amber is like 16 or 14. That might be a better deck to go with because there's a lot of raw amber. That you're just going to be pumping out amber and you're going to get the win. You have to have amber to win. So it all depends what you feel comfortable with. But all in all, this deck, I know I've played it quite a bit. It's actually one of the first decks I ever opened when I first started Keyforge, and it plays great. I've won quite a few sets with it. Even we just did a little SASCAP tournament not too long ago. I did pretty well with it. And even we did like a multiplayer Keyforge game. I did pretty well with it. So it's a fun deck. I know it plays well, even with that low amber production. So this has just been me going over some of my tips and tricks on how I get ready for sealed. What I do when I open up a new deck, I look for raw amber. I spread out my cards to see where the synergy is at. And I like to get a good count of where is the deck repeating itself. Do I have multiple creatures of a kind? All good things are going to help you do well at your sealed tournaments and get more wins. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.